today. And tell me why that room over there. I don't know, but that was actually kind of rude. He goes, they should have asked before they moved these chairs. And I said, I didn't ask you to help me. I asked you where they went. That's two different questions.
It's actually kind of rude. Yeah, we had a couple of our team down there. Not yet. We're gonna have a debrief tomorrow. 20% match.
Just remember that.
Good, are you?
And you can confirm.
Yeah, we got it.
Thanks. I'll be quiet. Don't respond quickly, but anyway. You're fine. Yep, you're fine. Thank you for letting me know.
Wear your hair like a man. What's this? I don't. There's too many names again.
Say that like something with a hole in the middle.
Oh, is it?
We'll take a picture. My question.
Thanks.
May.
All right, brother. Thank you. Meeting order. Roll call, please.
Mr. McCready?
Here.
Ms. Cool? Here. Mr. Brown?
Here.
Ms. Tuck? Mr. Huffman?
Here.
Mr. Rexroad?
Here.
Mr. Borkowski?
Here.
Ms. Daly? Here. Mr. Reynolds?
Motion on minutes.
Mr. President, make a motion
Mr. McCready,
Yes.
Ms. Cool,
Yes.
Ms. Tuck, Mr. Huffman,
Yes.
Mr. Rexroad,
Yes.
Mr. Borkowski,
Yes.
Ms. Daly,
Yes.
Mr. Brown.
President, yes. Mayor has a few words. Connie, we're going to go ahead and do the proclamations. I know we'll start with the one on sexual assault awareness, and I'll ask Mr. Pat Left here to come to the front microphone briefly.
This is titled Sexual Assault Awareness and Prevention Month. Whereas sexual assault does not discriminate and touches all communities regardless of age, disability, race, gender identity, socioeconomic status, and whereas the effects go far beyond physical, victims often develop psychological conditions such as depression, post-traumatic stress, fear, and anger. And whereas few survivors of sexual violence seek help due to shame or the fear of not being believed. As members of Wood County, West Virginia, we must alleviate these fears and believe these victims. And whereas in 1 year, Family Crisis Intervention Center of Region 5 Incorporated provided life-saving direct services to 977 survivors of domestic violence and sexual assault throughout their 8-county area. And whereas that by creating a collaborative network of shared voices speaking up and supporting survivors impacted by sexual assault sends a resounding message that sexual assault will not be tolerated in Parkersburg, West Virginia. Therefore, I, Mayor Tom Joyce, hereby proclaim April 2025 as Sexual Assault Month.
Thank you, Connie. I'll ask Mr. Left here, our prosecuting attorney, to make a few remarks.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, City Council, for that proclamation.
Mike.
We certainly appreciate the support of the City Council and of the Mayor in this. April, throughout much of the United States, is Sexual Assault Awareness Month. And I'm here joined by Teresa Smith of the Family Crisis Intervention Center and Candace Gabriel from our North Star Child Advocacy Center. So we are here to help get the word out about sexual assault and the problems associated with that, and to let everybody know the community involvement that we have, the facilities and the programs that are here to help victims of sexual assault, not only adults but also children. This touches many people who don't know what we can offer, through housing, through therapy, through counseling. The North Star Center providing an avenue for children to feel safe and more available to speak about what is happening to them. So we have several events coming up. April 30th is our Denim Day. That is over here at the Bicentennial Park. It runs from about 11:30 to 12. And that's just an event to celebrate our collaboration of our local law enforcement, our providers that we have here in the area. We have several guest speakers, and certainly we would ask if we can to certainly attend. We would greatly appreciate that. On April 25th, outside of the building we're in here, is the Flag Day. That is the Child Abuse Recognition Day. We're to celebrate again the efforts of our local community to combat child abuse in our area. Put on through our local DHS department puts that on. So just a couple of things that I want to stress to you and just kind of get that message out that in sexual assault, 81% of women will suffer some form of sexual harassment during their lifetime. 1 in 5 women will suffer sexual assault or an attempted sexual assault in their lifetime. That number actually decreases for female children to 1 in 4 through numbers. For men, it is approximately 40% suffer a form of sexual harassment as an adult, and approximately 1 in 20 boys will be sexually abused as a child. And I think it's important to know that we have people in our community to reach out to and to gain support from through our local advocates, through the advocates in my office, and through local law enforcement. We know that, specifically with child sexual abuse, it creates a lasting impact upon these children. They have increased suicide rates as they become adults, much higher rates of domestic violence and mental health issues. So these are long-lasting effects that it has upon our children in our community, and something that we are wanting to combat. We know over the last 5 years, the average percentage of sexual assault cases that are reported nationally varies from about 25% on the low end to about upper 30s. So roughly 1 in 3 is being reported nationally, and that is way too low. We need to get these cases reported. We need to get the victims help and assistance. And this is our way to outreach to the community, to bring awareness to this, and to bring awareness to our community volunteers that we have here to help assist people of sexual assault violence. We are also asking, and we hope that you will allow us, through this month we are doing a lot of these different events for Denim Days, Flag Day. We would like to place some ribbons in and around this block here on the street lights. We will also remove them, I promise. And also leading up to the Denim Day, which is April 30th, the chalk walk. It's a kind of national movement where we have victims, other individuals, community members come out and just take chalk and write on the wall in and around the Bicentennial Square, just about their stories, different fulfilling messages for individuals. So we're asking for permission from the City Council if you would allow us to do that also. I certainly thank you for your time and allowing me to be here today and for the proclamation. We really do.
Thank you, Mr. Lefebvre, BTL. We have another proclamation. Connie, if you will read that one as well. And I know, is there anybody from I know Ms. Tuck is our council liaison to the Tree Commission. Is there anybody from the Tree Commission here? I think Craig Minton, Betty Camp, Dan Hickman. So I'll let Connie go ahead and read that. And Ms. Tuck, you'll be responsible for getting this original copy back to the Tree Commission. Can you handle that?
I think so.
Thank you. Connie, please proceed.
In 1872, J. Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for the planting of trees. And whereas this holiday, called Arbor Day, was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska. And whereas Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world. And whereas trees can reduce the erosion of our topsoil, cutting, heating, and cooling costs, moderate the temperature, clean the air, produce oxygen, and provide habitat for wildlife. And whereas trees are a renewable resource, giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. And whereas trees in our city increase property values, enhance economic vitality of business areas, and beautify our community. And whereas trees, wherever they are planted, are a source of joy and spiritual renewal. Now therefore, I, Tom Joyce, Mayor of Parkersburg, do hereby proclaim April 25th, 2025 as Arbor Day in the city of Parkersburg. And I urge all citizens to celebrate Arbor Day, to support efforts to protect our trees and woodlands, and to plant trees to gladden the heart and promote the well-being of this and future generations.
Moving on. Reports from standing and special committees.
Mr. Chairman, I have something to read.
Okay.
I have an email from President Mike Reynolds that I received today. It says, I would like to make the following changes in council committees. Could you announce them? On Personnel Committee, the chair will be Sharon Poole. vice chair will be Dave McCready. On the finance committee, Wendy Tuck is going to come off that committee, and Chris Rexrode is going on the committee. And that's all.
Any other reports? Now, we are going to be opening the public forum. It's 4 minutes or 40 minutes. We will address whatever is on the agenda only. The resolution or the ordinance, whichever. Madam Clerk?
We have, it looks like about a dozen or so. We'll start with Sharon Lynch, Neal Street, followed by Nancy Wilcox on 16th Avenue.
Take your time.
Hope my 4 minutes doesn't include me getting up and walking over here. I'm waiting on a knee transplant, so I'm not moving real quick. My name is Sharon Lynch, and I'm here tonight to talk about Southwood Park. I have 4 minutes, and I'm going to talk real fast on this. Southwood Park is very special to me. Southwood Park at one time, several years ago, was in bad shape. And I was on council at that time, worked with the mayor and the public works director, and we did a lot of different things. One was where you're wanting to put a bird sanctuary now. It was nothing but, I guess, a bird sanctuary then, but there was a lot of different animals in there. And they kind of took over, and if little kids wanted to go up in there, they couldn't because of the animals, basically. And there was a mini golf course that was put in up there that when it was first put in, yeah, it was used, but after that it wasn't used. I worked it one summer, volunteered, had my grandson work it one summer, volunteer, and we might have had 6 or 10 people come and play mini golf the whole time. It was out of the way, it was inconvenient, there was no place that the parents could let their other kids go to the pool or go to the park if they wanted to play goofy golf. They had no way to check on them. So what we did was we decided to move the entertainment center over to where it is now. The city was very gracious in having the bottom part of the stage poured. We had the canopy put on, and it was all electric was up and so forth. And we had music in the park. We called various people to support it, and they did. They volunteered. And I called them and said, Zach Huffman, how about giving us $200 for the band? And sure, we do that. So it was all free for the people, and they enjoyed it, and they came, and it was free. Also, we had to do something for the playground. The playground was in an area that was right above the pool. There was no parking for parents. If they dropped their children off, there was very little equipment. So we took the area up above the park. Well, I guess it's still in the park, but as you're coming down Lizard Drive, it's on the right. And we got more equipment. We got more playground equipment. We got everything fixed. It was great. We had bathrooms put in, nice parking for the parents, and it was busy. I lived close to it at that time, and there was not an evening or weekend that went by that it wasn't full. It wasn't full, and it still is. Then they put up some volleyball nets and turned on some lights, and now adults will go there and play volleyball. So I was told that during that time that I made a mistake and that I shouldn't have done that, but I did it anyway, and it wasn't someone that I really paid attention to anyway that told me that. So I was right, and it's still being used, and I'm glad it happened. Also, I want to talk about the swimming pool a little bit, and I want to say that Southwood swimming pool, when I was on council, was in bad shape. I went down and I toured it, and the showers never quit running. They ran all the time. Not big streams, but those small streams. So I did get the carpenter to come over and kind of fix it so it was just more like a drip. That was about all they would do. And then the next thing I know, the big swimming pool over at Southwood Park. Now, we don't have that in Southside, but I guess we're second-class citizens over there sometimes. So we had, pardon me? My 4 minutes are up? Sorry about that. Can I finish my sentence? Thank you. So, I did question it. I got nowhere. And then this side of town got a really nice pool. And then a couple years later, guess what? Last year, Southwood got one. So, but in the meantime, Southwood Pool is still busy. So, I thank you for letting me go over my 4 minutes, Mr. Chairman. But I am upset about trying to do away with the music in the park on South Side. Council Representative number 1, as well as myself, we worked really hard for that. And the people really liked it. So I'll sit down now and shut up.
Nancy Wilcox, followed by Sue Ellen Waybright.
I'm Nancy Wilcox, and I was all in and worked when they put the stage up over there. The mayor was a big help. It was really nice. Once a month, Sharon and I and a few other people got music in the park for over there because the PKG, nobody would do it. We did it. We worked it. We had wonderful turnout. When we left council, I'm sure I wasn't there. Mrs. Poole refused to carry the music on. When I saw that this was going to happen, they were going to take that stage out of the park up there. I brought it to myself. I'm retired, and I'm willing to take over. If you leave the stage there, I'm willing to take over, getting music back in the park, taking care of getting bands in, getting paid. People love it. And I really think it's atrocious to take it out. And I've been sick for the last few years, but I'm better now. And I really think taking the music out of the park is a bad thing. I've already had 2 people call me, 2 bands call me, and volunteer to come in. So if I get enough of them to do that, maybe I have them 2 or 3 times a month at no cost. And we can invite the Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, church groups, anybody that's wanting to come in and sell refreshments to these people. But I'm really adamant about keeping that stage there. We went through a lot, and it was dedicated to Al Smith. And Al Smith did a lot for South Park. So thank you for your time.
Sue Ellen Waybright, Division Street, followed by Jamie McCormick, Central Avenue.
Good evening. I'm going to thank the previous 2 speakers who spoke on Southwood Park because it's also dear to my heart. One of the reasons that I bought my house is because it was in walking distance of Southwood, and I loved organization, and I really loved the music. It was phenomenal. We haven't had that for several years. I do want to throw some questions out. I understand council cannot answer my questions, but I want to throw them out there as talking points that maybe you should consider going down the road. First of all, I want to thank the progress that has been made on the pond, the reinforcement, as well as the reconstruction of the slide mechanism, and hopefully those will be completed in a short time. I'm sure the weather has caused some delays in that, but I'm glad to see it progressing, and I hope that it will at least have the sidewalk open for the fishing derby that's coming up want to talk about the Hal Smith stage. It brings back lots of memories. I have absolutely nothing but praise for the Welcome Center, but I do not see the need to transfer that canopy down to the Welcome Center. I believe it could be better used exactly where it is. If we could get music back in the park, that would be fabulous. If we cannot, I would suggest moving the picnic tables that are sitting down on the ground, move them up on that stage under the canopy, and give people a place to have their lunch or a family group or a meeting group, and make that stage useful again. The next thing I want to talk about is the proposed bird sanctuary. The word sanctuary means safe space. And unfortunately, under these current circumstances, that particular part of the park is not safe for birds because you still have a cat problem that is running reckless in the states and taking into me. If I could approach, I have a handout for you. These photographs were taken at about 12:30 today, so they are current. And it just tell you how much this park is overrun with cats and other things like birds will not be safe. Birds, rabbits, groundhogs, things are not going to be safe. The cats that are there has been a decrease since I was last reported this problem was solved. But they're still there, so they still would be a threat to any wildlife coming into that park. So I strongly suggest that you file this proposal in the bad ideas folder. Put it in there along with ideas for buying a train to run around South of the Park to show kids, and also the proposal to make citizens put concrete pads in their driveways so they would be parking on the street. Parkersburg deserves better. Southside residents deserve better, and we want to keep South Park alive for the people of South Park.
Next, we have Jamie McCormick, then Trish Pritchard.
My name is Jamie McCormick, District 9, now for almost 5 years. I'm a proud small business owner in Belpre. I serve on 2 committees, president of one, and I'm also a proud member of the Belpre Rotary, a bird sanctuary. Out of all the things you could and should be working on, like infrastructure, public safety, access to housing, economic development, or maybe why my trash is never picked up on time anymore, this is what is on your agenda. This is why public forum is important. It's embarrassing, and honestly, it should be a state of all yourselves. I don't regret much in life, but I'll tell you what I do regret, not running for city council. Because you know why? Because clearly this area just desperately needs a voice. It needs change, yes.
We're talking about the resolution.
I am. I'm talking about why it's ridiculous we're talking about bird sanctuaries. When we could be worrying about, again, because clearly this area desperately needs a voice. It needs change. It needs leaders who actually give something about that gives a damn about something other than their own power. Which is why I'm saying it plainly. We need to recall the silencers. The ones who dismiss our voices, who avoid accountability, who treat the public like inconvenience. This is our home and our future, and now it's time to take back ours. Thank you.
Next, we have Trish Pritchard. Followed by Mary Go. Next.
Hello, I'm Trish Pritchard, District 8. I also have a comment about tonight's agenda. This agenda would lead one to think that we live in a paradise, where the most important issues are bird sanctuary ideas and tent locations. I would like to thank Wendy Tuck and Zach Huffman for to bring tents subject matter experts on homelessness in our community. And I'd like to thank those panelists that gave their time to come here tonight to speak to a full house, standing room only, of people that cared about this issue. The many people that were here asked purposeful questions. They demonstrated their caring. And as far as I could tell, there were no city resources here to answer their questions. My understanding that the mayor didn't support their attendance, and I don't believe, I'm not sure how many of you were able to be here tonight, but it was inspiring. It was inspiring. And for those of you who missed it, I'm sorry. These public forums are so important. We need more opportunities to come together, to share information and ideas, to make our community a better place to live for all of us. And again, thank you, Wendy and Zach, for what you've done. Thank you. You set the bar high.
Mary Go, Oak Street.
Good evening, members of the council, community leaders, and my neighbors. Thank you for holding this meeting and giving us the opportunity to speak. I truly appreciate that we, as community members, are invited to these spaces to listen, to learn, and to be heard. So, let me introduce myself. My name is Mary Go. Yes, of the Parkersburg Goes. If you know, you know. I was born and raised here. I left after college, and I returned a few years ago with a renewed commitment to get involved in my community. Tonight, I want to draw attention to something that we often overlook. How easy it is to criticize, and how difficult it is to be on the receiving end. As elected officials, I'm sure you understand, people complain because they want to be heard and they want change.
What resolution are you addressing? What resolution or ordinance are you addressing?
I'm speaking on the public forum.
There is no public forum. It's on the resolution or it's on the agenda. Ordinance. There is no other. There is nothing else going to be talked about tonight.
Gets the oil.
Madam, will you please sit down?
Smoothly, it gets ignored.
Madam, will you please sit down?
There seems to be no real incentive for
Madam, will
giving
you
kudos,
please sit down?
and that's a shame. We should be encouraged to notice and celebrate the good. Too often, complaints bring action, while compliments vanish into the void. Because people think, what's in it for me? Dale Carnegie wrote, the deepest principle in human nature is the craving to be appreciated. That applies to all of us, whether we're elected officials, small business owners, volunteers, or neighbors.
Make a motion to adjourn.
So let me tell you about Charles Handpicked by industrialist Andrew Carnegie to lead the newly formed U.S. Steel in 1921. He was paid $1 million a year. That's the equivalent of about $17 million today. Not for his technical skills, but for his extraordinary ability to lead and inspire people. Schwab said, I consider my ability to arouse enthusiasm among my people the greatest asset I possess. And the way to develop the best that is in a person is by appreciation and encouragement. There's nothing else that so kills the ambitions of a person as criticisms from superiors. I am anxious to praise, but loath to find fault. If I like anything, I am hearty in my approbation and lavish in my praise. We build stronger communities, not by tearing each other down, but by lifting one another up. Are you right? That's my name. Right now, the world feels heavy with frustration and division. I'd love to see a shift towards a more positive and supportive mindset. We're all angry, and frankly, it's exhausting. Words of appreciation linger. People will cherish and repeat them for years. Schwab also said, once I did bad, and that I heard ever. Twice, I did good, but that I heard never. It is a sad truth that we all know. It is easy to forget the hours, the hard decisions, and the emotional labor that leadership requires. So tonight, for those of you that are left, I would like to offer my sincere and honest appreciation for your work. This is not empty praise, but real recognition for your intention, your persistence, and the care that you put into serving this community. It is not easy. You've endured harsh words, yet you continue to show up, and that deserves to be seen. That's right.
It's changing to my phone.
I expect to pass through this world but once. If therefore there be any kindness I can show, or any good thing that I can do to any fellow human being, let me do it now. Let me not defer nor neglect it, for I will not pass this way again. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "Every man I meet is my superior in some way." In that, I learn from him. I am proud to say I am never done learning. As we move forward together, I encourage us all to lead with appreciation. Let's not wait until we're frustrated to speak up. Let's speak up when we're inspired. Because gratitude fuels collaboration. And collaboration is the heart of progress. Thank you for your service, and thank you for your attention. I would like to say public forums like tonight are essential. They give citizens a direct voice in local governance, which is a vital bridge between the people and those in power. They strengthen democracy, they encourage civic engagement, and they ensure our policies reflect the true needs and values of our community. Please continue to keep this door open. I am sorry if I made you a different opinion. I am sorry.
Connie, we adjourned officially, or we already adjourned?
Yes, and you have no quorum.